Time for the Daily Line presented by William Hill, and we're joined by our betting expert, Brad Feinberg. All right, Brad, would the addition of Nick Foles change Jacksonville's odds of winning it all? To what degree?
Derrick, absolutely. Look, a few weeks ago, Derrick, Jacksonville was actually sitting as high as 75-1 to win the Super Bowl. I actually made a small bet on it myself in hopes that Foles would sign there, because I thought if he did, the odds would go about in half. When I looked today, I've seen them, Derrick, anywhere from 30-1 to 50-1. If they actually do sign him, I expect them to settle in that 35-1 area. So a big difference. But not only that, Derrick, also in terms of their season wins when that comes out, him versus Bortles, we're looking probably at 1.5, maybe even 2 games swinging their over-under total.
Wow, that's incredible. Well, Brad, if you look at the money line, Dallas has better odds to win the conference next season, but Philly has better odds of winning it all. What do you make of that? How do you explain that?
Barrett, this is why I love doing futures. Look, if you bet an NFL game during the season, all the lines are efficient, everything is correct. This is an inefficiency. Listen, if Dallas has a higher Super Bowl odds than Philadelphia to win, they should have higher NFC odds. That should not happen. So if you like Philadelphia, getting 9-1 to win the NFC versus getting 16-1 to win the Super Bowl, that's a great advantage for a gambler. We have to look for those things every single day. And if, in the futures market, sometimes that happens, and you got to be ready to pounce when it does. And that's a great example right there.
All right, looking ahead, what kind of props exist for the upcoming draft?
Well, Derrick, I love to eat. And to me, the NFL draft is like an all-you-can-eat buffet in terms of gambling. They have everything that you can possibly want to bet on. For example, who will be drafted first between 2 individual players? Over-unders for a player will be drafted. A great one right now is Kyler Murray. Derrick, he opened at 9.5, and what draft spot he'd be taken at? He got bet down to 6.5, and I got in at the 6.5. Now he's down to 2.5 because there's news that's come out that supposedly Arizona may be looking to draft them first overall. Will there be more offensive players drafted first versus defensive players? How many players from, let's say, Alabama will go in the first round? There's a ton of stuff, Derrick, and the draft has become a great thing to bet on. And I would say to anyone out there watching, follow whoever you respect most in terms of handicappers who are handicapping the draft. Look where they have guys going and use it to your advantage, because sometimes the sportsbook aren't as quick and up to date as you would probably think they are.
One more question. Yeah. As far as the 40-yard dash, was there a lot of bets on that 40-yard dash? Who won it this year?
Yeah, well, again, like the 40-yard dash this year. Again, I talked about it earlier. 4.22 was the record, and you were able to bet that underlaying 3-1 odds. So far, the fastest time I've seen is 4.3, and the 4.28 was the over/under in terms of a -110, -110 market. So it's been a little slower this year than people were expecting.
All right. Wow, who comes up with this stuff, man?
Right.
Brad.
I ran a 4.36, by the way.
Yeah, but that was 10 yards. That wasn't 40. Anyway, Brad, as always, thank you, man, for joining us. Quick Slants will be right back in about 90 seconds.
Miss a play. Get the new My Teams app by NBC Sports. This is your source for your NBC Sports Philly game.